So welcome back everyone. The final of the Dutch Internet Chess Championship is about to start. We have Loek van Wely, current Internet champion defending his title, and Jan Smeets, who just won a thriller of a semi-final against Benjamin Bok. So van Wely against Smeets, it's going to be that's the only game we will have because there won't be a semi-final. Place 3 and 4 will just be shared. So that's what we are waiting for at the moment, and I will refresh my game to see if they have started, but they still have 1 minute left. Very simple. First player to get 5 wins is the new champion. Those are the rules. Nothing more, nothing less. Draws don't count as usual, so 5 wins are needed to be able to clinch the title. And it's 17:25 here, which means the game has started. There we go. Final is on its way. Alright, so another ready kind of opening here. I think we'll see this more often, but Smeets once again going for the solid semi-Slav setup. I mean, that one is working pretty well for him today, so no need for him to change that. Got my cup of tea ready, so I'm all set. Some exciting chess. I wonder what Luke's approach is going to be. I mean, is he going to stick to the same plan of just being solid and trying to sneak in a win every now and then? I think so. I mean, he said multiple times that he just likes the match to take hours and hours, and he thinks he has more stamina than most of the players. So it kind of makes sense for him to go for such an approach. Well, Koning Erik, we have a international stream here, viewers from all around the world. So yes, it is the Dutch Championships, but many more people than just Dutchies are interested in this match. So that's actually why. But feel free to write in Dutch. It's no big deal. So going for g4 and for e4. A more aggressive approach. Trying to get some space advantage here. He might capture the bishop when he feels like it. But I'm not so sure if he wants to open up the h-file. Not so sure. I can also jump to f5. That's maybe more interesting, because then if the bishop takes, you open up your bishop diagonal. That's always quite nice. Because now the bishop on g2 is a little bit stuck. But I think he will wait. Still, I like knight f5 because it also keeps knight on g7. But it's a bit harder for black to develop his bishop. If he puts his bishop somewhere, let's say bishop c5, knight f5, he can just castle, and black isn't really forced to take on f5. Erwin, welcome. Recovered from that once again devastating match against Luke. Knight c5, e6, yeah. You're right, of course. Ooh, f4. Fair point. Any idea why? Because I mean, last year the final was exactly the same story. I mean, how is that possible? There has to be some explanation, something. Okay, so Luke is opening up the center here, and I must say this is looking pretty scary now because e5 might be coming just as e6, and sure, it's still defended by the knight, but ooh, I don't know. Black needs some time to get his king safe, and I don't consider castling queenside as getting your king safe. We need to castle kingside, but maybe this is just working fine. We've seen Smeets struggle a bit in the beginning of the game, but once he gets his pieces out, he's very accurate. Ah, yeah, 2 years ago, we all forgot that one. Okay, so bishop goes out, preparing to castle kingside. So white has made a few concessions maybe, and now he needs to continue. He needs to find a good follow-up here. Knight f5. I was also looking at e5 and knight e4. He needs to keep the game going, because if black gets like 2 or 3 moves at time to, put his rooks here and maybe his bishop back, and then structurally black is completely fine, and white might be stuck with some, awkward pawn structure here that's pretty hard to defend. Knight g7. Okay, king g7, bishop e5, bishop e7. Is that enough? No, Smeets is at least in his comfortable time zone again. Oh, he doesn't even... He believes him. He just believes him. I didn't see why. Thank God we have some good players in chat, so they'll probably tell you why. Ouch. Ouch. Knight c7 coming, queen under attack. Pawn is pinned. Trouble. Trouble everywhere. Well, this looks comfortable, doesn't it? Don't really see any counterplay, but okay, he's got the time to think it through. But I would say, unless bishop c5 is bishop c7 is even stronger, but I don't believe that's the case. It's interesting to see. I mean, Luke was struggling in the first round. I think he played like 5 or 6 games against Vincent Blom, and struggling to find the wins. But now he's warmed up, I guess. But Smeets is fighting, not just giving up here. Once he's in time trouble, he's feeling comfortable for some reason. I'll go h5. He he doesn't even go for the obvious moves in time trouble. He still tries to be very accurate, and that's impressive. Not like pre-moving or blitzing out some things. No, being accurate. h5. There we go. So basically, what he's saying is, okay, sure, you have this bishop, but I don't really mind. I'm trying to create some counterplay on the dark squares. And I mean, Luke is also getting low on time, so maybe it can still be interesting here, even though I thought the game was pretty much over a few moves ago. But I do see black getting some play, like knight e6. Maybe you want to put knight on d4. And it's not too obvious how white is gonna continue here, especially now they're both low on time. He's gonna put all the pawns on black and make this bishop feel silly for the rest of the game. That's the plan, at least. little check here. Probably a check again on e5. Queen g3, yeah. Okay, he allowed e5. I don't think that's what he had in mind. But then again, it's hard to stop this move. So maybe the knight is going here, but no, this is that pawn is gone soon. e6. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Luke is ready for his first win in the final. He's not giving up, is he? Keeps on fighting. But now there's no more fighting. This is a piece, and that's a win. Luke gets in the first win. We move on to the next. Look at him go. Yeah, a nice one. See what you did there. Ah, we do get an open Sicilian this time. No more c3 from Smeets. Probably just he plays c3 to stop the knight off. But this he doesn't mind. I do remember the last round of the Olympiad. Luke had a devastating loss in this opening. But I'm pretty sure he fixed that in the meantime. I hope so for him at least. I hope so. Luke always had a, how do you call it, a sort of fascination for not the most regular Sicilians. I mean, he played the Scheveningen for such a long time. Now he's going for this, well, somewhat unorthodox Paulsen Taimanov sort of setup. And yeah, it's just these are not the most popular openings, but he really likes to play those. And it kind of makes sense. You have a nice pawn center, and your bishops can become very strong. But you just got to make sure you don't get checkmated. Because the king isn't really safe anywhere on the board. Obviously, he's not going to castle queenside. Yeah, I just wanted to say against Van der Doel, he played the same thing. And trying to remember the game, but that was a weird game, and somehow he just missed a win or lost, or another strange time scramble happened there. But he's not being too lucky with his opening lately. But the thing is, if black castles queenside, it's just scary. I mean, bishop is eyeing this h7 pawn. It's hard to play for black, but you do get counter chances. I mean, sometimes you do see some weird like h6, rook g8, g5, and suddenly the white king is under massive pressure. But I don't really see it happening. c4 is clever. It's paralyzing the black pawn center basically. So he does castle kingside. So now how should white continue? He should develop his pieces somehow, but you gotta be careful. If you put a piece on e3, then d4 is something you have to consider. So it's attacking d5, so you gotta defend this pawn. Hmm. Is he gonna play the queen h3 maybe, g6, knight g4? I'm not sure if he's gonna, burn all his bridges and give up c4. That seems a bit too much, but he surely is considering something like this. Queen h3, the g6, knight, oh, f5. Nice, I like this. I like this a lot. So his plan actually is to go f6 and queen h6 and go for checkmate here. He doesn't even intend to take on e6 or g6, I think. He's just going for it. But if pawn takes, knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes, the checkmate threat on h7 is real and it's hard to stop. But I guess knight takes, and I think he doesn't take the knight. I think he plays a different move. Maybe some bishop g5 kind of move. Because I think taking the knight is just checkmate in a few moves. Probably queen takes is the best approach. Yeah, he just ignores it. He just takes on c4. So Smeets, what you gonna do? Where's the follow-up? Bishop c2. Now what? Yeah, queen h6 looks like a good move. I agree. Queen h6 takes, bishop takes. Still is this annoying mate threat on h7. But that's why I like bishop g5. Maybe he should have played queen h6 here, by the way. Did he miss a good opportunity? Queen h6 takes, bishop takes, queen d4, bishop e3. Yeah, that's just, oops. Okay, maybe he missed the win already. I'm not sure. Hard to say. But let's see what happened in the game. Wait, so knight d5, queen h6 still. Now bishop f6. He's giving up a piece. But why? Was that necessary? You go bishop g5. Apparently you can. Yeah, bishop c2 wasn't necessary, but I also don't think giving up the piece was necessary. But I might have missed something. I probably missed something. I don't want to pretend I know better than these guys. But there's a nice thing happening here. If he takes, you got 97 check. Probably could have played it, I think. Oh, it doesn't work. But you can still go rook e1, queen goes, 97 check, takes, bishop f6. And this will be checkmate somewhere. Black also had checkmate threats. Okay, good point. But he won. Okay, I'm not sure what happened there, but we're not off to a boring start, that's for sure. These guys are clearly going for it. So, aha, no more solid semi-Slav. We're going to the English. It was an exciting game, but I do still have the feeling not completely accurate. But hey, who cares? Blitz. Sipke is going to be the Grishuk of this stream, I guess. The more draws, the better. Even though Smeets is retired, I think he is. I think Erwin knows best. He's probably still aware of. Well, retired is, yeah. Well, he's basically retired, but he's still aware of all the theory. I think. I think he still follows chess quite a bit, but I'm not entirely sure. Or maybe he just sticks to his good old repertoire that works for him. and relies on his knowledge there. Not really being up to date with anything, but I don't know. It feels like he is though. Well, this game seems to be a bit calmer. Maybe Sipk is getting what he wants. The draw. However, it feels like a reverse Sicilian, so maybe it's not, that boring. I guess he wants to put his bishop here, maybe. Try to pressure d3. Maybe even play some e4 move at some point. d4. What about e4? Or is it too soon? Maybe just play bishop g6 and bishop g6. I get the feeling white plays e4 and bishop e3. I think playing e4 makes sense here. Yeah. And now Luke opens his king side and it's not sure what he gets for it in return. He exchanges queens. Okay, that's a clever choice. Now the king is just safe in the center for the time being. Maybe just like b4 and bishop b2. And king e2 and rook d1. I mean, something like this seems preferable for white. But the question is, does he get the time to do so? b4 is played. What about knight d6, bishop e4? Is that ever going to be a problem? Probably not. You can just put your bishop on e2 if it's already getting tricky. So yeah, I also like the quite a big lead in development black has. His rook is gonna go to c5. His pawn, the bishop, maybe threatens to go to c2 at some point. But I don't really see how exactly. Maybe he wants to go a4 and knight d6 and try to win the pawn, but also that isn't easy. The bishop move. What about knight c3? That seems annoying. So he goes for this rook c1. Okay, I like it. I like it. Not allowing knight c3. And knight d6, you have this discovered check. No, wait, what? Bishop f7. Don't tell me he missed this. He missed it. Ouch. I guess that's what happens after hours and hours of blitz. You drop a piece every now and then. Yeah, now this should be easy. King e2, bring a second rook, just push your pawns, I don't know. Anything basically. Unless he's just giving back a pawn now. That'll be a bit silly. Luke is always going for very concrete lines and moves, and I'm not entirely sure if that's always best. But okay, this time it seems to work out because knight b5 you got a4, and then you drop the c pawn. But okay, exchanging pawns might be okay for black, but still this felt a bit unnecessary. Why bishop e5? Why not just? Oh well. I'm sure it will still be fine for him because once these pawns get rolling, maybe just f3 e4. Blocking the bishop. Okay, I thought this allowed bishop e4 maybe, and that might not be what you want. Bishop e4, c5. No, just 2 wins. You can see their score in their match here as well. 1-1, and I count the amount of wins on the right of your screen. If there's any draw, you can just see by checking the difference between those scores. I still somehow think this game is not over yet. I'm not sure why I think so, because it feels pretty over, but it's just not. It doesn't look that easy. Rook d4, followed by e4 and e5. Yeah, push that pawn. Okay, it should be over. Not sure how many times I said that this game already, but Smeets is fighting. Be careful now. Little check on f3 is threatened. Smeets is just not giving up. He just keeps producing moves. And bishop d5 threatens to trap the rook. Oh, almost. He still has f4. But then the bishop. Smeets, he just doesn't resign and keeps on making moves. And then you get low on time, and it becomes some time scramble, and anything can happen. Rook e8. Okay, this guy is also going here very quickly. I go one of these squares to stop knight d3. Now you can maybe, if he finds the time, he can maybe capture that pawn on a4. But it feels like this pawn is also running pretty quickly. Okay, if the rooks go off the board, I think it's over. I will keep saying that like many more times this game and even more times during this match. But how is this guy still alive? Okay, now rook e7 wins a piece. Sure, you can play knight e4, knight g5, but come on, this... bishop d2. Okay, so... wow. You don't get your wins for free, that's for sure. Mate is gonna make him suffer for every single win. Not gonna be easy for Loek today. It's crazy how long he stayed alive that game. Hey, we get a knight dwarf. So no more c3 Sicilian against Loek. He's just going for the open Sicilian. And Loek goes for e6, obviously, his Scheveninger setup. This game is going to be fun. Well, they're all fun, but I mean, open Sicilian, that's always entertaining in Blitz. I'm not sure how the theory goes. Yeah, there's arbiters at every player's house at the moment. Why not make them all go to one place? That's also possible, but I find it pretty awkward that you play some online championship all together in one place and then sitting on computers right next to each other. I don't know. It feels a bit also feels a bit strange. So I quite like it the way it is now, but hey, who knows? I made my RP to go. I thought he stayed for dinner. Okay, what about d5? Can we go d5 bishop b4? What's this? Is this a thing? Apparently it is. Okay. I mean e5 bishop b4 knight e2 and then you can go knight e4. Queen's coming to h4 with check. Boy oh boy. e5 played, so bishop b4 seems the most logical move here. Knight e2 is forced. Knight e4 seems like the most logical move here. Because going here or here doesn't make any sense. Well, Flourish, you're right, but I haven't really seen CSGO being played over the board. I mean, you have to play that online anyway. So, but I mean, if you join each other and go to some real life event, so to speak, then I would say if you can play on real chessboards, then why would you play online? Hey, Pew, what's up, man? So Smeets castled queenside, and that is interesting. So what about bishop b6? What about bishop b6? Queen c6? Nothing. It's just a cheap trick that doesn't even work. Welcome to my world. Looks good for white. I don't know. I kind of like black if he manages to develop. That's the only if. Bishop b6. I didn't see what happens after queen c6, but maybe Smeets came up with something. But for the moment, it just feels a bit queen d4 maybe. Well, this is clever because this whole setup is very shaky now. And I say shaky, but maybe he's winning a piece. Because you can go bishop a3 check with king b1, and then what are you going to do about your knight on a5? Nothing really. You can't even defend the knight. You can't move it, you can't defend. Wow. So he takes on c3, knight takes, and queen takes? Yeah, only choice. So check, king here. And then bishop a5, right? No, queen c2 checkmate. Hold on. Hmm. Wow, it's hard to believe there's no winning combination here. But this checkmate threat is not giving white too many options. Yeah, but isn't queen a1 a threat in the end, Wely? Hmm. So now what do? You can't even protect against. I mean, rook d2 is queen here. Bishop c7. No way. What a move. That's a brilliant move. That's just brilliant. What a. It felt like he was in trouble, but this is not just a save. It's some funny double attack on these two guys. Somehow. I don't get it. So maybe just rook e8. Then bishop d6 check. Okay, so maybe just rook a8. Then do we have a plan? Well, you can always give a check here, but after king d2 I don't see any follow-up, so he has to go rook a8. You know this feeling when you're looking for tactics and they're simply not there? It's the worst feeling ever. King b1, yeah, that's what I just want to suggest. King b1 and just continue the game. Accept the fact there's no tactics and just play f5 on the next move. Go, go, go. Why take that knight? Okay, this also looks fine. Also looks fine. Just grab a pawn. I thought the bishop and the queen were doing a good job there, and just leave him like it was. But this is just looking strong. I guess you just take on f7 now. Oh, you also have this one with check. Too many pawns hanging here. Loek needs a miracle to survive this one, I think. So accurate. I like it. Now the king is never going to be safe anymore. Just rook d1. Bring in some reinforcements, or just grab another pawn. All these pawn grabbing GMs. You gonna take e6? Yeah, sure, why not? Rook d1. Come on. No, I think anything is just fine here. Yeah, up 4 pawns. Just a matter of not making any funny blunders, and he should be fine. Stopping rook takes a2, any potential annoying things. You can go queen d7 and take with the pawn. I mean, oh no, not yet. Hold on. First put your rook on d3, but whatever, it's all winning. And Loek resigned. So, still no draws. 2-2 is the score. And this is going to be an exciting final, guys. It already is an exciting final. Yeah, it's the Yasser Seirawan School of Chess. Just grab all the pawns. Okay, English once again, or reversed Rossolimo, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I'm thinking, are this 4 wins for white? Because I think the rest of the day we had quite some black wins, maybe even more than white wins. Okay, so Smeets is ripping this pawn structure apart with e4. He takes and bishop takes. This whole structure is slightly awkward, maybe. Knight d4 is a good move. Challenging this bishop. And now the pawn structure is actually looking fine. Fine-ish. d5, yeah, that's important. Not allowing white to play d5, you have to play d5 yourself. Now just c6. Protecting the pawn here. Next move, probably getting rid of the pin. But okay, after okay, let's say like c5 someday. White can't really lock down the black pawns on the white squares. I think white isn't. I think white is pretty okay here. Bishop f4. Keep both bishops on the board and maybe go a4, a5. Try to put pressure on this b6 pawn here. Because black isn't going to do anything in the pawn center anyway. He will never capture c4. I don't think he will ever play c5. So it feels like white has time. Okay, so he captures, of course. Oh, tricks. Cheap tricks. Spotted so quickly. Wow. Okay, winning the exchange. But with the pair of bishops, I mean, if Loek puts up a similar defense as Jan always does, then it will just be a draw. But I'm not sure if Loek will and is able to. Still, White's position looks fine. I don't really see where Black is gonna make the difference here. You can attack a few pawns, but nothing spectacular. I like this move a lot. G4, stopping knight f5, because that would definitely put pressure on this this pawn bishop chain. Cool move, I like it. f5. I noticed Smeets is playing a lot quicker. Against Bok he was taking so much time, but now Loek is also playing faster, so he's also playing faster himself now. The takes, pawn takes. I guess knight e4 is coming. White did make a few holes in this position. Just a few. But now what? Can't move the pawn because you dropped the knight. Can't move your knight because you dropped the pawn. Awkward. Wait a minute. Queen takes, rook a1. That just... You might have knight d6 there. But it's tricky. Because if he then gives check, you have knight f7. So you might be able to take an f5. But I hope he prepares well. Calculates well. Maybe he wants to go knight g3. Is that an option? Or knight f6? Ah, we lose c6. Okay, that's a good point. That's a pawn you don't want to lose. And these double f pawns are not such a big deal anyway. I mean, this f5 pawn will probably win it back someday with black. Probably. In my case, it normally means that I will never win that pawn back ever again. But this time I'm confident he will. So you gotta keep an eye on this pawn as well. Bishop moves here. Knight is pretty much stuck, controlling all the center squares. I think bishop d6 still is a good move. Or, I mean, just go back to g3. It's also perfectly fine. And you get a big time advantage. So maybe Smeets is not comfortable at all in this position. How about a5, a6, and try to get your rook to b7. I'll be looking for a way to just somehow give back the exchange on d6. But knowing Smeets, he's gonna find the accurate moves in time trouble. And Loek is following my plan, which I'm not sure is a good thing for him. But okay, that's for him to sort out. So rook d2 maybe? h7. The accuracy of his moves is just nerve-wracking, basically. Queen e8 back. It's getting a bit scary though. Rook b7. It's not like black is anything. I mean, a check and just king h2, and king is forever safe on this diagonal. But now rook, he wants to go rook d6 and queen e5, I guess. But he has no time. Oh, he's just dropped a rook. Wow. Wow. Nice. Well played. Okay, so maybe the queen at the exchange, winning the exchange wasn't that good for him. Because from that point on, it just went downhill pretty quickly. So Van Wely takes the lead. So 5 decisive games so far. That's not what I expected. There we go, Scheveningen style. Back to his old love. So I wonder what Smeets has prepared for him. Because obviously he didn't really have time to prepare anything for him. He had only 10 minutes. It's always an interesting exchange. So white loses his center pawn, but does get the light square bishops. If black manages to play d5 and maybe e4, then black is probably doing fine. If he doesn't, and white can castle and can control this square, maybe with like g4, g5, then I would regret giving up this light square bishop so easily. So, okay, I think that's a bit what's going on at the moment. Well, Look taking his time. So is he checking d5 now? I think that's what he's checking, d5. Nope. It's not what he's checking. Well, maybe he was checking it, but goes for queen a5. It feels like you kinda have to castle queenside. Castling kingside feels a bit artificial. Ah, this was his plan. Ah, that's clever, because if you take with a knight, then a2 is hanging. And if you don't take and move your queen somewhere, then d5 is coming, and then I think black has exactly what he wants. d5, or maybe he's gonna castle first, and maybe he just takes his f-pawn. It is an option for black to also castle queenside. allow g4 and just go back to a5. Ah, wait, g5, knight moves, and we lose the d5 square. Okay, that's the threat. Also king side. But now the same, g4, the queen moves, g5, the knight moves. And you're gonna put a piece on d5. Maybe even the rook. Because the knight is still protecting. Or just king b1, prepare knight d5. That looks even better. Or we can pick up this pawn maybe. I don't know. But not now. I would say just start with king b1. This is a lovely position. He's just gonna collect e4. Yeah, as a member of the pawn grabbing association, of course he's gonna grab e4. I mean, why not grab a pawn if you can? I'll say bishop d5. Looks healthy to me to put your bishop there. Or does he want to take on h7? That's a bit too much. That's a bit too much for now. Yeah, but bishop d5, maybe knight e7, and I don't think you want to give up on your bishop, so that means we'll have to move it again. So yeah, bishop f3 makes more sense. I guess he wants to unpin his bishop, so maybe a queen move. Or just leaves the pin and pushes h4. Or maybe bishop g4. Annoy his rook a little bit. I mean, he has quite a few options here. And he's up on the clock, which is a very, very unfamiliar feeling for him. Might have been the first time I actually noticed he's way up on the clock. He unpins the bishop. b5. So black needs to launch an attack. If black waits and does nothing, white is simply better. So he needs to get something going against the white queen side. And white's playing h4, but h4 feels a bit slower than what black is trying to do. However, b4, knight d5, and then what's your next move? So no b4. I guess knight d5. Then knight b4. Okay, this is not so simple. Yeah, knight b4, and he's gonna play this move. Hoping knight takes, queen takes. Then he can pressure b2 a little bit, but I don't think it's even close to being enough. White can just play bishop d4, for example, and he should be fine. Oh, knight b4. Sorry, guys. Okay, no knight b4. Jeez. Yeah, this is looking good for Jan. It feels like he's really in control of this game. Opletten. Do my best. Yeah, that's right. These are scary times. When I saw like Erwin and then Sipke and then Roland, and was like, yeah, I need to watch what I'm saying now. Yeah, Queen's H10. He just grabs another pawn. He doesn't care. I mean, what a great life must that be? Just if grabbing pawns makes you so happy. But he's up a pawn. You can say whatever you like, but he's up a pawn. And now he's just gonna play c3, I guess. Make sure he doesn't play this move? Or is he calculating queen h2 and... Nah, just c3. But now bishop e3, bishop d4 might be coming as well. If you don't allow some sacrifice on c3, but I don't think so. Well, you might allow it, but I don't think it's a big deal. And now bishop d4, and once you get rid of this bishop, checkmate won't be far. Same old dragon rule, once this bishop is alive, there will never be checkmate. Exchange the bishops, and there will be checkmate. But now queen h4 is just winning, right? He has some sacrifice, which you just take. Queen h2, okay, king f8, only move. Rook e1, there we go, and resigns, I suppose. Yes. What a match, guys. 3-3. He levels the score. No draws. Not a single draw so far between these two guys. What a treat. I mean, it's already been a great day, but it just keeps getting better. These guys are putting up a real fight. I love it. And they're also switching openings every now and then. So Smeets, he doesn't want this Rossolimo, reverse Rossolimo anymore. So he goes back to his semi-Slav setup. They're both trying to find the right system for black, because also Loek played 3 different Sicilians so far, and doesn't really seem comfortable with any one of them, and same goes for Jan with black. I guess the first who finds the perfect opening has a good chance of surviving this. The funny thing is though, it seems like 3-3 we're close to finishing this final, but these guys can play like 10 draws out of nowhere, and we'll have many more interesting games to watch. We'll never know. e5. Wasn't d4 clever? Just so the knight moves and black has a hard time castling? Ah no, you have queen b4. Okay. Makes sense. I think black is doing okay. Let me just put it out here, black is doing okay. Queen b4, this a5 queen b4, I really love this plan. Because if you take pawn takes, and this pawn is just locking down the queen side by itself, and it allows some pressure on the a file. So that's what I really like. And white seems to be without a plan here. What can he do? He takes the queens. Was that a blunder by Smeets? Did he blunder this? He cannot recapture because the knight is simply hanging, and that means he drops another pawn. He's just dropping 2 pawns here. Maybe knight a4 can still win back this one. But he just blundered, I think. Looks like he just blundered. Well, that means we'll see some very tough defense again by Jan. Just when I thought he survived the opening, he was fine. I mean, it came kind of out of nowhere for me, and apparently not only for me, for him as well. What do you do now? Knight a4 seems like the most logical move here, because at least you attack the b2 pawn. I'm not sure if it's ever gonna... What? He just doesn't care? He has no choice? Oh, wow. Okay, so he finds a way to get some position where you feel like he can hold. I'm saying feel like because I don't really believe he can hold, but at least he seems to have the chance to hold. But maybe d takes c6 is also good here. Not playing these weird material balances, but just grabbing a pawn, allow the knight to go away, and just go knight d4 and pick up c6, and just, yeah, he's going for it. So knight d3, I suppose. Knight e2, king f1, bishop d3, yeah. Now he has to take on b7, else this whole line doesn't make any sense. But he will win back the b7 pawn. cb, rook b8. And if you move your knight somewhere, always knight f4 check, knight takes g2. Always. Ah, but you got knight e5 attacking the bishop. Okay, good point. That will save him. Jeez, what a mess. King e1. Okay, so the knight, we have a trap knight on e2. That's not the first time today. Bok also trapped his knight on e2 against Smeets in the semifinals, and now Smeets trapped his own knight on e2. Which means if you take on c6, simply bishop f1 picks up the knight. What can he do about it? Well, I mean, I can think of stuff he can do about it, but what does he have in mind here? Maybe he missed bishop f1, maybe he was just focused on knight e5 the entire time. But this is going to be a very healthy piece. Knight g3, so he's just going to grab the bishop here. No? Yeah, 2 pawns for the knight. But not the best pawns. I mean, sorry, these two guys not going to be passers very soon. But still, he's pressure on a2. But let's be honest, he's been defending very well today, Smeets. But every time, Loek still managed to win, so it didn't really pay off in the end. I think also this game, Loek will win it, a5 and knight c5. That's just, I mean, knight c5 and knight c4, controlling all the squares. No way, the king is getting closer, yeah. And now black is just stuck. Sure, you'll find a way to stay alive for a few more moves, but I don't see more than that happening. Knight. Is rook a6? Really? Do I have to say what I have to say every time? It's not so clear anymore. I mean, once you get stuck here, and indeed these pawns start moving, then you gotta get yourself there we go, get yourself unstuck again. Oh boy. Ah, okay, but here comes the knight, dropping the f6 pawn, and that was an important pawn, I think. Now this whole pawn formation is shattered, and not so easy anymore to just create a passer here with g5, h4. Knight is just happily jumping around, knight b4, yeah. This is game. So another win, 7 decisive games, and Loek taking the lead. He only needs one more win to successfully defend his title. 1d6. Wait, what do we have here? No more Sicilian. I didn't see this one coming. I did not see this one coming. It turns into some sort of Sicilian anyway. Nope, not gonna happen. So suddenly we just went to some peerage territory, and I must say I'm not really sure what's going on here. Yeah, so reverse Stovia rules, no wins before move 30. That's a great idea. But I already love this game. So Smeets looking for the win. I'm not sure if we've ever seen 4-4 without any draws in the final. I mean, I remember finals between Luke and Bork that took on forever, like 10 in the evening. I have no idea how long that took, but they played on forever. Okay, so cracking open the king side, check. Bishop g5, queen e1, h4. These moves, similar moves, seem obvious. Maybe I'll start with queen e1. Because I might want to go here, and then the bishop might want to go here, here, or here. I'll figure that one out once black responds. And we do lose this bishop and this pawn, but I was hoping that doesn't really matter. Maybe I'm being slightly optimistic about White's chances. Queen e1 c4. Yeah, we just sacrificed the rook. It's no big deal. Right. Knight e4. Is he ever going to go rook c1 and then just... Nah. I don't really see it for White. I feel like White needs some concrete follow-up here, but I don't really see it. But maybe we don't have to. I mean, we're not down any material. However, if black gets to play d5, then his center control looks annoying for White. Good thing is the pawn on f5 is no longer hanging, so we do get the chance. I mean, maybe just queen d2, rook d1, and then get the queen to f4. And maybe exchange these bishops or something like that. Queen d2. Knight e2. No, no, it's too much, right? It's too much. Complicated. So what happens if we just play d5? Is c3 coming? Maybe it is. Knight e3. I'm really stuck for ideas. Good thing is I'm not the only one. I see chat's also slowing down. It's too complicated. Rook a3, okay. People getting excited again. Also covering the e3 square. Nice move, I like it. Nice. Very nice. Still, I'm stuck for plans, like for both players, not just for black or just I'm just stuck in this position. I'm not sure. I was looking at c4, but I had no clue why I wanted to play this move. I was thinking about c4 and queen b6, but I don't see the point. Do we take this pawn? We know Jan is a pawn grabber, but is Loek? Oh, he doesn't even get the chance. Did he just give a pawn for nothing now? Knight e4, queen to getting exchanged. So knight takes, taking here. To be careful for some discovered attack on the knight, so I suppose bishop d3 is the move. But then knight c5. And knight c5. Or maybe just pick up this pawn straight away. Nope. Okay, so Loek is grabbing quite some pawns here. Bishop f6. And then a4 is also dropping. Do we get the first black win here? Or am I being too quick to judge? I see. It is looking very good for black now. Knight c5. I mean, knight, all these things are dropping. Is he just winning here? Oh, I just found a resource too. Rook b4. Holy. Okay, but you just play f6, h4, and knight e5. Knight e5, knight d3. This bishop. Yeah, this is. He's winning a piece. He is winning a piece here. And it's game over. It's just game over. The first black win, and it decides the tournament. King Loek. Who else? 5-3. Not a single draw in the final. And he clinched the title. It looked so rough for Loek in the first game against Vincent Blom. He had so many draws and finally found a few wins. But now this final, what a great match by both players. I mean, this has been amazing stuff. But Loek emerges as winner, defends his title with success, and can call himself another year Dutch internet champion. Wow, what a day! What a day that was. So Loek clinching the title, Smeets getting second place. Well deserved second place as well. What a fight these guys put up. Yeah, it might have been the shortest final ever, indeed. But I don't care. It was highly entertaining, and Just great chess by these guys. Congrats to Luke. Also congrats to Jan. Thanks everyone for putting up such a big fight. And yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here for today. And I want to thank everyone for watching, because without you guys, there was no point for me being here. So thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, we're gonna call it a day for now. Enjoy your evening, afternoon, whatever it is. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and hopefully see you all back soon.